This is Absorption chess. So capturing pieces absorb the movement abilities of the captured pieces, except for pawns and kings. So when a non-royal piece, not a king or pawn, when not a king or pawn, so any other piece captures another piece, not a pawn, it acquires the movement abilities of the captured piece. A pawn capturing a piece becomes a piece of that kind. It says 3 new pieces are likely to appear during the game. The princess, the empress, and Amazon. Adding knight movement to the bishop, adding knight movement to the rook, or adding knight movement to the king.
Wait, why are our pieces start... Are we doing playing perfect chess?
Oh, I did send you the wrong... Oh, that's weird.
Okay.
I'm going to board this game. Yeah, that's weird. Alright. Yeah, I did. Okay. Sorry about that. That one does have those extra pieces that are likely to occur. Alright.
Okay. I'm excited. Let's fucking do this.
Alright, so right before this we mentioned Andrew Solomon. Am I getting his name right?
I don't know. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, Andrew Solomon.
Yes. He wrote a book, Far From the Tree. Yes. Parents, Children, and the Search for Identity. Look at that!
Yeah, I mean, I think he does a really good job of, like, this book could easily become just about... I don't think it falls into the traps of identity politics. Like, I think he gets deeper than those, like...
Well, I think the book came out before a lot of the identity politics were more prevalent, right?
I mean, they were there, but they hadn't hit their, I think, overdone stride of obscuring what needs to be actually talked about. But I thought it didn't fall into that. It didn't fall into what I would consider a kind of almost a distraction now from the real problem.
I mentioned he has some really good TED Talks, and it helped me quite a lot. I don't know how to word this correctly. I don't want to say help me, but during like depressive times, I've gone back to some of his talks. Not necessarily all TED Talks, I don't think, but yeah, it's just internet talks like that are similar to TED Talks, I think. But
I mean, dude, just the amount of work he did for this is like a fucking incredible. It's like,
but our
Jesus, dude.
We had a similar music teacher, and so I knew about Andrew Solomon's work before he suggested that book, but I haven't read the book when he suggested it, but I did read it after that.
Yeah, dude.
But I have watched like all his talks, I guess, before the book was suggested to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing piece of like, how I just love how he goes from interview to interview, but they're just in between. He uses data and his opinions, and then each interview like relates to the data he just talked about, and like you feel like you actually get a picture. I need to refresh. I don't know why it's not letting me move. You actually get like a picture of. You really feel like you get a complex picture of these ideas. Like he doesn't, like the stories all conflict. You know, like people think totally different things with these same disabilities, and it's like, oh wow,
yeah,
this is not a singular idea. You know, he does a good job at not making it be one story. Like it seems like it's as messy as life is, which is pretty, I think, good.
Yeah, sorry about that. Opened up.
So I'm reading it with my roommate right
now. Yeah, it definitely has helped me. At least some of his talks. I mean, not necessarily the book, I guess, but it helped. Like he talks about depression, I think, quite a lot, and even the struggles he's gone through.
And depressed in this. Yeah, it's 2012 when it came out. So yeah, it was definitely before the identity politics, like mainstream huge push into everything we think about.
Oh, well, I know what I wanted to talk about. I guess before we mention that, when we started. All right. All right. Was a bit ago we had a conversation about um, hardware versus software. Have you
Talking about music now?
Yeah, we can go back to.
Mm-hmm. So we're changing gears. This is not going to be like a metaphor or anything.
No, not the run.
That's what I took it as, like some metaphor. Like we were talking about software versus hardware, but, and then I thought you were going to relate that to like the human mind or something. All right, go on.
One sec. Let me think I'll move because I. What do I do here?
I'm going to try to play and form sentences, dude. It'll work out for me better.
Have you?
About what? Mess with my Ableton push?
No. Have you like? Okay, so one of the things I thought about was at least the hardware that I've gotten is generally focused. Well, one, I think there's a lot of things that it couldn't do software wise, and the other one, they're kind of, the instruments are meant to be performed, so that's somewhat of a difference than. I mean, some software stuff is obviously meant to be performed, but it's more focused on performance rather than composition, I would say.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would agree.
So, I mean, seeing any of the like Leo stuff I've done has that, or having your hardware stuff, has that made you have any sort of opinions on?
I haven't even really used my Ableton push. I've been so busy. I don't really have an informed opinion, honestly. I'm still a novice in electronic music, extreme novice.
The pause.
So I don't know. I can speculate, but it wouldn't really come from embodied learning or anything. But if you want me to speculate, I'm glad to. I love speculation, you know me.
Do you plan to bring your push with you when you come here?
I haven't hardly used it, so it might be more of a burden than a help. But if you want me to, I definitely could. If you want to check it out, I'd gladly do it. You want it? You want to check it out? You want to try to mess with it? I'm down to. I'm totally down. It wouldn't.
I mean, I don't see why not.
I just know that I wouldn't be. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, dude, here's how cool the Ableton push is. I'm more gonna be like, oh, sweet, like look what this plugs in and looks like. But you might enjoy it because it's like one of the.
Well, I mean, it does take time to learn. I mean, I wouldn't pretend to know.
No, but I mean, it might be enjoyable to see it because it's one of the top end pieces of software or hardware out there right now. So it could be cool to check out. Do you have Ableton? I'm going to bring my laptop anyway, so it doesn't matter. I have Ableton. But the cool thing is, what you might really find cool is looking to see how it works with Macs, because It's fully integrated with Macs. Oh. Like Ableton is, yeah. I mean, it's like meant to be with Macs. Which is one of the main reasons I got it, but then I didn't end up doing as much Macs because I did all theater this year, which is so non-technological. Yeah.
Because I was thinking about. I mean, there is. It's. I think I have like the. I think it's the curse of knowledge bias. Where like.
Or like you know one thing and you're just like, since you know that thing, you're biased towards it.
Well, I was think no, no. I was thinking like. So some of the synths I have are uh, easy to learn, but also, and like I imagined just that we'd be able to learn them, I guess, or be able to learn them quickly and be able to. But then I also had like remembered that like even though they're easy to learn, it still took me time to get comfortable with them. In a way that even if I did learn them, that it'd still take time to be comfortable with them. I don't know. Yeah. All right. All right.
Forgot about that.
So like the curse of knowledge is like I already have the information with me, so it's harder for me to understand the time it takes to at least be as fluent. I guess is what I'm getting the point at.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think that it's good that I didn't go the hardware route because I'm a keyboardist and I feel really comfortable using keyboards, and software is great for MIDI and using MIDI, so it probably is better for me if I would speculate. But like I said, I haven't gotten into it.
No,
so
I mean,
I can't really know.
Hardware is pretty. I mean, there's a big focus on MIDI. I don't know. I mean, I know MIDI 2.0 is going to come out in the future, but I don't know what that's going to be.
Hardware is a lot about like the synth you have making the synth things it does. It doesn't have to be that way, but isn't that a huge part of it? Like you get a synth and it makes certain sounds because of the way the synth is made, which is not as MIDI oriented often, which it can be.
Yeah, it depends on the synth.
But I mean, that's a big factor of synths, right? I mean, is getting a synth that has its unique way of making sound.
Yeah,
not necessarily
I would say so.
MIDI. Yeah, where with software, I mean, it's almost exclusively MIDI.
Well, so like
synthesis.
most any hardware will have like you can hook it up to a computer. So any MIDI coming out of the computer you could play like it could be a MIDI controller.
Sure, I know that. Yeah, I know.
So
but what makes it special is its ability to be not just a MIDI controller. It's like a production sound producer,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do here. Yeah, I mean, I need to. I'll probably won't be till summer before I even fuck with Ableton Push because I gotta fucking do my entire like prospectus next semester and all this bullshit.
It should. I mean, you could give like an hour to it, right? I mean, there's.
Yeah, sure. That's not how I'm not good at that. I don't budget my time well, and I'm not really interested in trying to become a great budgeter when I have the hardest semester of my life. I'd rather just focus on what has to get done than like try to worry about budgeting something that doesn't have to get done. And I know that's not perfect. I could do it if I was more not lazy or whatever the fuck I am, but I just don't feel like I want to try to add that to the plate. But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, take a little self-discipline. Sure.
Because I mean, well, it could help with. I mean, a lot of music writing stuff. I mean,
not really for the projects I'm doing. I have to do not for right now. I'm doing a string quartet, so that's not going to help. They don't. And then
can you not like almost like play the piano while writing it, like while it writes in MIDI? And that,
yeah, I mean that's not how I work. I don't know. This piece is more like about video games and like jumping in a platformer. And I already have the gesture made. Like I already have the main gesture of the piece. And it's not used to how I'm writing, so I'm on a tight deadline with that. So I don't really want to change up how I write. When I'm on a tight deadline, I'd rather just stick with the way I write for now. But yeah, that's another theoretical thing. Like, sure, I should do it, but I only have like 2 months to write it, and it has to be good because it's like Jack Quartet performing it, and I don't know. I just don't want to try to write in a new way on a piece that's a deadline. But I agree with you. Something that I could do if I got my shit together, but I think I'm going to be stressed out. I have to get a prospectus done. I have to get a French exam done. I have to... What else do I have to do? I have to do a digital studio video class, so I'll be making a film next semester.
You're down to 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Seeing you win like in 3+2 makes it. Well, I can't add you time on this one, but it's +10. Huh, okay.
got it, dude. Just do the move.
I was looking outside real quick. Alright. Yep, I got a pretty good move, I say. But not unless it does something. So I want to go here. Yeah, that's the better one. I was going to do it with Knight first, but then I didn't think that would be as good. Super Queen.
I mean, it doesn't matter, dude.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
I mean that I'm not willing to try to play a game that's basically over.
Well, that's a weird spirit to have.
Saves mental energy.
All right.
Nice.
Absorption chess. First time I was playing that. It was a pretty long game. It was longer. I mean, definitely. And that was the first time me seeing you use that opening. Absorption chess.
Yeah.